Fox Mulder became one of the most iconic TV characters of all time when he partnered with Dana Scully to investigate government conspiracies and paranormal activity on The X-Files. While Scully was the skeptic, Mulder was the believer, a man with strong convictions who trusted no one and sought the truth at almost any cost. The X-Files has more than 200 episodes and some truly great Mulder moments. These are the 10 best Fox Mulder episodes of The X-Files ever. Before jumping in, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more movie and TV lists and other fun videos. Also, head to our website, strangelyAwesomeGames.com. Coming in at number 10, Closure, Season 7. In its 7th season, The X-Files was possibly nearing its end. David Duchovny, in a legal battle with the studio, was in the last year of his contract and was not expected to renew, meaning some storylines had to be tied up in Season 7. The biggest arc over the course of the series was the disappearance of Mulder's sister, and both fans and Fox Mulder get answers here. Closure is part of a 2-part arc that gives us those answers. Mulder discovers that Samantha did, in fact, live with the smoking man and Jeffrey Spender on the Air Force Base and was subjected to painful tests repeatedly. Scully discovers a medical record from 1979 showing Samantha's treatment, and the nurse who treated her says she disappeared without a trace. In the end, Mulder walks through a forest and discovers the spirits of other children who had been hurt and killed, confirming to him that Samantha was dead. Number 9, Pilot, Season 1.
Do you believe in the existence of extraterrestrials?
It's the very first episode of the show, and we meet both Mulder and Scully here. As they travel to Oregon to investigate mysterious disappearances, Mulder explains his obsession with aliens and his quest to find out what happened to his sister, who was abducted in the 1970s. From the beginning, Mulder is shown as a character who is both brilliant and passionate, and willing to dedicate himself to finding the truth. Scully, though she doesn't believe anything Mulder is saying, is compassionate, and the two form a bond quickly. The chemistry is there from the very first scene when Mulder says those words any X-File fans remembers to be his first line on the show.
Sorry, nobody down here but the FBI's most unwanted.
Number 8, Drive, Season 6.
Now, the sun will rise in America tomorrow, regardless of whether or not we're at yet another farm investigating yet another enormous pile of doo-doo.
Some of the best Mulder episodes happen when Mulder and Scully were removed from the X-Files, and Drive is no exception. Mulder finds himself held hostage, driving Patrick Crump westward. Along with dealing with Crump's anti-Semitism, Mulder shows compassion for the man and his affliction, trying to figure out what is happening to him. Drive is helped immensely by a guest appearance by Bryan Cranston, and it is a lot of fun watching Cranston and Duchovny play off each other. Given that Mulder is largely confined to the front seat of the car in this episode, it's the dialogue and character presence of both actors that give Drive its weight. Cranston was so good, in fact, that his performance in Drive helped clinch his iconic role in Breaking Bad. Number 7, 3 Words, Season 8. David Duchovny was only on The X-Files in a part-time capacity in Season 8, but he made the episode he was in count. Since the Syndicate is largely eliminated in Season 6 and 7, the super soldiers and alien replacements are the new conspiracy being investigated in Season 8. But when Mulder returns, it's all new to him. After being denied reinstatement on The X-Files, Mulder decides to investigate on his own. The episode begins with a man breaking through the perimeter of the White House and rushing the building, being shot in the process. He holds a disc that has 3 words written on it: Fight the future. By the end of the episode, Mulder is breaking into the census, and Mulder barely escapes the Census Bureau with Doggett desperately pleading him to leave.
Who says you can't go home again?
Number 6, The Pine Bluff Variant, Season 5. A great Monster of the Week episode in Season 5, The Pine Bluff Variant features Mulder infiltrating an extremist group planning to unleash a deadly flesh-eating chemical on the public. He has to keep his role secret, even from Scully. She fears that he has betrayed her and everything he stood for, and investigates on her own, putting him in danger. The tension in this episode is top-notch, with Mulder being in danger at all times. And on top of it, the flesh-eating chemical is creepy as hell, killing everyone in the movie theater when it's tested there. The final showdown occurs at a bank, where the group intends to place the chemical on all the money in the bank in order to create mass casualties. Number 5, Dreamland and Dreamland 2, Season 6. Not every great episode needs to be really serious, and the Dreamland/Dreamland 2 delivers some humor along with a great story. In Dreamland, Mulder and Scully are traveling to the Area 51 installation to follow up on a tip that Mulder received about an alien craft being there. They are stopped by some men in black and military when a mysterious effect in the desert causes Mulder to swap minds and personalities with Morris Fletcher, a man in black. Mulder must navigate as Fletcher, including with Fletcher's wife, played wonderfully by Nora Dunn. Michael McKean was so great as Morris Fletcher that he got another cameo appearance later in the show's run, and a reoccurring role on the Lone Gunman series. Mulder attempts to contact Scully and clue her in on the swap, and it's a race to get everyone back to where, and who, they should be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnny Cash.
Number 4, Bad Blood, Season 5. Sandlot fans will recognize Patrick Renna as suspected vampire Ronnie Strickland, and it's fun to see Luke Wilson early in his career as a sheriff in this episode. What makes Bad Blood so fun is that it's told in a Dick Van Dyke style, with each character telling the story from their point of view in a different act. Where Scully sees Wilson's sheriff as very attractive, Mulder's view shows him with a severe overbite. Mulder shines in this episode because of Duchovny's comedic performance in Scully's version of the story. At the same time, it's still the Mulder we're used to, as he is determined to prove that vampires exist in the small Texas town. The episode ends with most of the town being vampires, making their exit before they are caught. Number 3, Two Fathers, One Son, Season 6. Arguably the biggest two-parter the show has ever seen, episodes Two Fathers and One Son exist for one reason. Because the movie X-Files Fight the Future didn't answer enough questions and fans were not having it. Not only does this two-parter give us a bunch of answers, but it gets Mulder and Scully back on the X-Files by the end of it. Along with all the revelations fans received, Two Fathers, One Son features Fox Mulder at his very best. When Mulder discovers that Cassandra Spender is the first successful alien-human hybrid, the race is on to stop the beginning of the alien invasion from taking place. In an epic showdown with the Smoking Man, Mulder learns his destiny, and more of the truth than he has ever had before. By the end of the 2 episodes, we learn the fate of Cassandra Spender, the Syndicate, and Jeffrey Spender.
Stop it now, or I will stop it.
No, Agent Mulder. You won't stop it. Not if you want to see your sister again.
Number 2, Little Green Men, Season 2. The Season 2 premiere finds the X-Files closed, with Mulder and Scully no longer partners. Mulder receives a tip about a possible contact with aliens from Senator Richard Matheson. Matheson states that the high-resolution microwave surveys installation in Puerto Rico has sent a signal, even though it's abandoned. Mulder abandons his post-wiretapping suspects at the Watergate Hotel to travel to Puerto Rico at great risk to himself. Scully learns his plans and tries to get there before it's too late. Of note in Little Green Men is that Deep Throat's death in Season 1 finale, Matheson is now established as Mulder's new informant. At least, that is, until X comes along. Little Green Men demonstrates Mulder's commitment to his life's work, even though he is no longer on the X-Files, and Scully's devotion to Mulder and his cause.
Your time is over, and you leave with nothing.
Get out. I said get the hell out.
Coming in at number 1, Paper Hearts, Season 4. The episodes where Mulder has the most passion and emotion were almost always when he connected the case to his sister's disappearance. And that is the case in this episode, Paper Hearts. A dream where a red dot tells him where a child's body is buried sends Mulder on an emotional roller coaster opposite John Lee Roche, a serial killer who saved heart-shaped pieces of his victim's clothing. As Mulder starts to believe that Roche is responsible for Samantha's disappearance, Roche plays into Mulder's emotional weakness. As an audience, we really feel for Mulder as he tries to remain professional. Scully is the eyes of the audience here, as she shows immense empathy for what Mulder is feeling, but also tries desperately not to let it get the better of his judgment.
Why don't you go on home and get some sleep?
Well, that's our list. What do you think is the best Mulder episode on The X-Files? Let us know in the comments, and remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more TV and movie lists. Until next time, stay strange and have a great day, everyone.